Hello, chào mừng mọi người đã đến với lại video Q&A về những vấn đề liên quan đến du học Đức của mình. Và hôm nay mình sẽ trả lời những cái câu hỏi mà các bạn đã hỏi mình trên rất là nhiều nền tảng. Cảm ơn mọi người đã hỏi mình nha, rất là thích những câu hỏi của mọi người luôn. Và mình cũng sẽ không chỉ trả lời một mình và có những người bạn của mình nữa. Đây là những người bạn đến từ lát nữa mọi người sẽ giới thiệu nha. Và họ cũng sẽ có những cái chương trình học khác mình, cho nên là cũng sẽ có những cái góc nhìn rất là khách quan, rất là khác biệt so với mình, và mình cũng rất là thích cái điều này tại vì nó sẽ giúp cho mọi người có thể có một cái góc nhìn toàn diện nhất về việc đi du học ở Đức nhé. Và bây giờ mình sẽ alo và gọi các bạn của mình đến ngay cái căn hộ của mình để mình có thể làm video Q&A này. Let's go. Quên, đây là một video mà mọi người sẽ nói toàn bộ bằng tiếng Anh luôn. Cũng là video đầu tiên mà sẽ làm bằng toàn bộ bằng tiếng Anh của mình. Cho nên là mình đã chuẩn bị sẵn subtitles. Mọi người nếu mà thích đọc sub á, thì có thể bật lên nhé. Ok. I got my friends here. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, and we're gonna tell you a lot of things about our journey in Germany. Maybe you guys can introduce about yourself a little bit. Like, what's your name, where you came from, okay?
Hello everyone, my name is Annika and I'm from South Africa.
My name's Setu, I'm also from South Africa.
Hi, my name is Michaela and I'm also from South Africa.
My name is Shuaib and somehow I'm also from South Africa.
No, why you skip yourself? Because it's my channel. Bro, okay, so anyways, I'm Ming. Maybe you guys already know, I'm from Vietnam, okay?
Величинский Олег Романович, born in Russia, Moscow, Печатники district.
The big question, what color is Germany? So have you ever thought about this question? Like, have you ever thought about what color that when you mention about Germany, you think about that color?
I think Germany is grey.
Gray.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to say grey, but I'm going to go ahead and say something different. I'm going to say beige.
I'll say purple.
I would say red.
Well, I just think Germany is a lot less colorful than I expected it to be, if you guys get what I mean. I mean, yeah, gray, all of these dull colors fit well. Yeah.
I'm gonna add blue in the mix. It's hard to get to know the people, but like there's something about Germany that's also very interesting. So we're gonna tell you about Germany today. So first, this video is gonna be in 3 parts. So the first part is that we're gonna answer the frequently asked questions. So technically the questions that are relating to studying abroad in Germany. Okay, the second one is about our personal experience, our personal growth. How did we change as a person? And the third one that I think you guys gonna love it is that about spicy questions. Okay, questions that are a little bit, it's hard to answer, but like there's a very fun way to get out of it that you guys gonna know after this. First part, frequently asked questions. So I prepare for you guys. So
How did you afford it, the studying fee here in Germany? Okay, so the 4 of us from South Africa, we got the Erasmus grant, which the EU gives Erasmus grants to people to come study abroad here in Germany and all over the EU. So that was really the only way that I could afford to come here. I wouldn't have been able to come to Germany just on my own back. So yeah, that is how we afford it. Well, how I particularly afforded it. And it was a bit rough at the start because we had to live off our own money for like a month, which was a bit rough because we didn't see that coming. So yeah, at first it was, tough times eating like
Supermarket food.
So yeah, we ate like supermarket food. We didn't have a kitchen. We only had 1 microwave between the 4 of us. So we didn't have bowls or anything. So we just had to buy those microwave, dishes where you put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. It was really not nice. It wasn't nutritious. Like it was only for 10 days. So yeah, it was all right. We still are so thankful and grateful for this experience and for the character building that we got to experience. But yeah, tough times, man. But you really need in life, you need some tough times to build character. So yeah, we thank the EU for the Erasmus grant for us to be able to experience the world.
We borrow money from our mom.
Okay, so describe Germany's winter in one word. Dark.
Can maybe this one everybody?
Yeah, maybe everyone can give one word.
Sad. Sad.
Shivering.
I don't even know what that means.
Empty is definitely how I describe it, man. Shit.
Let's try to be more positive. There's like the one thing, snow. No, snow.
I think my answer was kind of different, but for me, comparison with Russia, it's warm.
Russian boy.
Well, in South Africa, we have sun all the time. The winters here are really much colder than what we have at home.
Brutal.
You need to go to Russia. How different is studying in Germany with back home? Comparison with Russia. Well, in Russia we have totally different education system with different rules. For me, I think it's more free to study there. That's you cannot like to visit lectures all the time, but in Russia it's mandatory to visit all lectures, and the exam kinda different because like there's on the tests. In Russia we have both tests and speaking. Well, I think it's more free. You can do whatever you want, not only studying the lecture material.
Technically, studying here in Germany gives you more freedom. Yeah, and you study and you take the test about what you study, so it's fair, right? Okay, that's nice. Do you need to do any scientific research? This happens at the end of my course because, like, for masters, we need to do a scientific research about some kind of topic to actually have the degree and graduate. And that will happen after this semester, like the third semester of mine. So for the second semester, I need to find some professor that actually clicks with me, like actually have the same perspective and the same mindset of economics and business with me, so that we can figure out what kind of topic that I'm gonna do research on, and like how that person can consult me, because that would play a very, very important role for my thesis. Yeah, and I think that's important for people who is considering doing a bachelor or a master's in Germany as well, because I don't know if it's true or not, because I heard a lot of it, but like the companies, when they assess the candidates, they're gonna look into what you write about your thesis, what is your topic. So that's a very, very crucial kind of decision that I'm gonna make in the next few months as well.
How hard was it to adjust to life in Germany, rate from 1 to 10? I mean, I think that's a really good question. In terms of weather and way of dressing, I feel like it's really different compared to what I'm used to at home. Because, like how you can see now, this is how I dress at home. No jackets, no long sleeves, nothing. So it's a bit annoying to always bundle up before you go out, even if you want to take the trash out or something. It really does get to me. But I mean, I don't think it was much of like a big adjustment. I think it's just necessary, you know? So yeah, in terms of lifestyle, I mean, I guess I am used to living alone for the past 2 or 3 years, so it wasn't that different. Actually, it wasn't that I lived alone this time. I lived with 3 other people this time. So that was the main difference. But I don't think it was hard to adjust, because I'm living with people who live like how I do at home.
So 1 to 10.
Yeah, so I'd give it, actually, it wasn't that hard. I'll give it like maybe a 3 or a 4. Yeah.
3 out of 4, so that's like
3 or 4 out of 10.
3 or 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that is bad, or like?
No, I think that's not bad.
Easy.
If it was like a 10, it would be like really hard. Like I'm barely surviving. So yeah, yeah. No, I think it wasn't that hard to adjust.
So that's the end of the first part, the first like frequently asked questions. Now we'll move on to the second part, which is about our personal growth. Okay, so who wanna start this time? Vielleicht Oleg. Shame.
Tell a thing that you're proud about one of the guys sitting here. I need to choose one person.
You can choose anybody.
I of course choose you. Yeah, our boss. One thing that I'm proud about Min. Min is communist.
What?
Joking.
No politics.
Honestly, I'm really thankful for Min that when I just came here, I was really late because the studying process already starts, and I just like came here after the month of starting this studying progress, and I don't have any apartments to live, and the first person who helped me with this problem it was Min, and we kind of matched with the vibes, and it was really great month spent with him in this apartment. I'm really thankful because he helped me to like engage in this atmosphere, like to be friend with these guys, and I'm really proud of this, I think.
Oh, that's sweet.
So sweet of you.
How often do you feel homesick? In the time that I've been here, maybe a total of like 2 times. I was homesick within the first week of being here, but that's just because it was so difficult. The first week we were here was crazy. So I was immediately like, I think I made a mistake. I think I want to go back to my mother's house. I want to go back home. And that was, once everything was resolved with our issues, it was okay. Like we were having fun, relaxing, vibing, traveling, And then the second time it really hit me was when I took my sister back to the airport after my sister visited me. And I was like, wow, she's getting on an airplane to go home, to see everyone that I love. And I have to watch her go back to Schmalkalden, And yeah, that was really tough for me. But other than that, I really don't think I had serious homesick moments where I just, I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. So yeah, it hasn't been too bad, I don't think. Yeah.
Agree. Like everything is so busy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we don't have enough time to be homesick.
Think
Yeah.
about it.
That's true. Was there any occasion that made you want to leave Germany immediately? Yeah, immediately.
Like right now.
I don't think that there was. Obviously, like we've all said, the first 2 weeks for us was quite tough, but just because of certain problems like housing and money and things. But I don't think there was an instant where I thought, I would actually buy a plane ticket right now and go home. There was no instant where I thought that was a probable idea. So, yeah, I don't think so. It's been a good experience overall, and it was bumpy here and there, but that's just life. Like life will be bumpy, and you can't do anything about it. You just have to ride the roller coaster, and you can't just at every turn be like, oh no, I want to get off this roller coaster now, because then there'll be no growth. So yeah, I don't think there was any point that I was like, I need to go home right now. We can be so grateful that we had good experiences. Yeah, and each other, definitely. Having each other really helped over here. Just have our culture and our friends with us. It's like a big warm hug in the middle of winter in Germany. Yeah.
Survival tip number 1, go make friends when you study abroad, okay?
It's going to be the hardest thing about going back home. Wow. We always have this conversation. It's so hard to decide, actually. I mean, obviously the place we've stayed at has become basically a home for us, and we've adapted to that lifestyle. I feel like the difference in life is really different. Like, people are different over here. How you interact with them is different. Even when you're not speaking to them, you know that the Germans are staring at you. You know what I mean?
The German stare.
That's not gonna be there at home. So yeah, I feel like it's just the small things all building up, which I'm gonna miss. But yeah, and also living with a very diverse, random family. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. Anyway.
I like to share something about that question as well. Like, I just came back from Darmstadt to Schmarkalden like yesterday, and like it felt like coming back to my, what is it called, like hometown, like my second hometown. Like I was so happy that I'm gonna, you know, like it felt like I grew up here, and then like I grew up with a lot of friends here, like my childhood friends, and then like I need to go to the city and go to work and everything, and like I got to go back for some days and enjoy the holidays with my friends and everything like that. So it does really feel like that, even though it's not my true hometown, but like it, Schmarkalden's like familiar. Yeah, that's the word. How did studying abroad change you? I think music. Music. Like I am like back in Vietnam, I only listen to Vietnamese music or like the most US, UK, or something like that. But like when I get here, like I'm getting the Brazilian side, the Latino side as well. Yeah, like I feel like like a Russian side as well. Like Russian music is dope, guys. Russian music is dope. Okay, so like we did a video together, like rating the songs and like one of the new albums of a rapper in Vietnam. Linked it here. It's over here. So you guys can check it out. And like he also showed me some of his Russian like rap song, and it was like very dope.
What was your biggest fear before studying abroad, and did it come true? I think we spoke about this a lot together as well. And for me, I've always wanted to study abroad since I was very young. So it was a dream come true. But definitely the closer it got to the day that I was going to get on the plane, the more I started doubting if I made the right choice. Even though we only came for 5 months, I was worried that my biggest fear was something would happen to my loved ones back home. Because not that anyone was in danger or sick or anything, but anything can happen. And I was just worried that while I was here, something would happen to them back home. But luckily, I'm leaving today in 1 week and nothing happened. So that was probably the biggest one, and so far it didn't come true, and I believe it won't. That's great. Yes. So,
How would Germans judge you as an international student? Man, this is more a question for the Germans, okay? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Who's coming?
We're doing a video. Can you like jump in?
This is the perfect question to ask.
We need a German for this.
Let him answer. The question was,
How would Germans judge you as an international student?
Depends on the German, let's put it that way.
You're the only German in the room, man.
typical German answer though. It depends.
Your favorite German word. So, I think, because we've all spoken about this word multiple times, glücklich. Glücklich. Because it's it's the word for being happy in German, but it's so German because the word doesn't sound happy. So it's just, it proves once again the way they are and, you know, their personality overall, I guess, because it's such a weird word to be happy, you know, glücklich.
Wirtschaftswissenschaft is my word. Google it.
If you can spell it. I like 9, which is like no, and we always say that to each other when we want to say no, because it's just so funny, like 9.
The best is when kids say 9. When little small Germans are like 9, 9, 9.
Okay, out of explanation, Bleistift.
what?
Bleistift.
Is that even a German word? Is it a Russian word?
Bleistift, like the pen.
Oh, the stift.
Yeah.
The Stift.
Bleistift.
The pen.
The thing that I really like saying to you guys is "bishpeta" all the time. I just love it. I don't know, like juicy. Yes, juicy. Actually, I feel like for the four of us, actually, I don't really like the word, but it grew on me over time. It sounds very weird, but like it's also cute. You know what I mean?
I'm between two words. Like the first one that comes up to my mind is digger. Bro, like digger. Okay, so that's the German thing. But the second that I just talked with Sean this morning is that echt. It's like really, bro, like echt digger. so it's like no, you're not surprising. You sound angry, man. So that's one of the words. But there's a phrase that if you wanna know, I learned it from my German friend, my German Vietnamese friend. It's hard to schnauze. Google it. Okay. So that's the end of the second part about our personal growth in Germany. And the third part, this is the part about spicy questions. So there's questions about like personal questions that are quite spicy. These are very hard questions to answer, so I made a way out for everybody, which is tortillas. Okay, so technically, everybody gonna have one tortilla, and in 10 seconds, if the person who received the question cannot answer, the person to their right, no, actually the person to the left would smack them with the tortilla. Okay, this is not gonna hurt. Okay, I swear.
Go harder.
Hitting each other with rubber.
Let's go.
Nice.
Okay, so Oleg, have you ever been in a love triangle? No.
That's so fast.
Because I have never.
Never.
Why?
Love square.
No. It's usually just a two-way, like a line. Only two people involved. Well, currently it's gonna end up with me going back to South Africa and the other side of the line staying in Germany.
How poetic is that?
Yeah, so sad.
The most scandalous rumor you know in the group or in uni?
9, 8, 7, 6.
Wait, stop. Somebody, oh my gosh, somebody made out with someone else in the club and No guys, no, we can't drop names.
What is the story?
No, a girly that everyone knows and you all know supposedly making out with multiple people in a club.
We spoke about this.
Yes. If you know, you know. If you don't, forget about it.
Did you have a crush on a local? How did it end? Actually, there was one girl. Do you remember the library girl?
The library.
She fell off the face of the planet and we never saw her again. So there was no start or end in general. We just saw her once and then she's gone.
But she was your type.
She was pretty, man. She used to dress really well. Every time we saw her, she was dripped out, man. Shit. Anyway.
The most what the fuck experience in Germany. So I got it.
You got one?
Like I've been dying to tell this to everybody, but like I haven't got a chance yet. So like actually it's not with a German, but like it was one of the customers that came to my uncle's restaurant, and it was like helping my uncle to like be a waiter so that I can be helpful and not just lying there and being useless. So like yeah, so I was like running around, okay, giving out the dishes and stuff, and I like there was like this one customer that literally sits in the center of the restaurant, and then just when I go past him, he farts. Like you cannot like laugh, burst out at that moment. I just need to keep myself composed and move on. It was like damn.
Never have I ever sent the clear text to the wrong person. Probably. Okay. No. No. No, never. Never.
Well done.
In Russia, if you start your relationship by messaging, you're weird as fuck. Like, usually we try to express emotions by face, meeting with each other, and like that's why I don't have even a chance to be in this situation. Yeah, I just like I don't text in some flirty messages at all, just never. Even in Germany, even in Russia.
I don't think I can answer this.
Mine.
What's that?
It's it's specifically for a guy. It's a guy question.
No. What's the question?
Boobs or ass?
Put it back.
9.
Well, I prefer ass because I'm not into girls.
Why?
What do you mean why?
She's not into girls.
Because guys don't have boobs.
I mean, some man.
No,
If they work out.
No.
You have, yeah, so ass for me.
What do you think of what you've seen in Germany so far?
Shame. Shame. These people, yeah, but flat.
Actual shame.
Actually. Yeah, that was a random question.
So nobody's gonna get slapped. Okay, so yeah. So. Okay, so good that we can answer all the questions. That's very nice. Yeah, that's a wrap up for our like kind of experience like in Germany. Like explains kind of why our colors for Germany is in that way. So yeah, so maybe do you guys want to elaborate it a little bit? Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, maybe in one sentence. In one sentence. Yeah.
Okay, so right now I'm looking at why I said my color is gray, because the sky is just gray. Like you don't see a lot of blue skies over here. It's just normally gray, and it's different for us. Okay, sorry. It was one big sentence with a lot of commas. Okay.
So my color was beige, and beige is a bland color, and that's how I perceive people, the locals' personalities here, just bland.
My color was purple. I think I associated it with a map that I saw in which Germany was purple. That is my reason.
My color was red, but I don't know why. Maybe because the flag includes red, but honestly, it's like nothing red. But flag already have the red color, that's why I choose red.
Is it because of your crush color's hair is red? Is it?
Okay, I need to prove myself. She isn't the crush.
She's the love of your life?
She's not my mom.
I said the love of your life.
Yeah, I love my mommy.
Okay, so my color was blue because like blue is the color of hope. It's always a process of hoping that better things gonna come. So that's why Germany is blue to me.
I didn't really give a specific color. I guess I just said dull. I guess if I actually had to give a color, I'd say like ashy. You know, like the gray type ashy. But that's mainly because of like the way I see Germany is influenced a lot by my first impression, which we had when we came here, which was like just really rainy and dark and sad wherever we looked. So yeah, I guess that first impression stuck with me. And even though we had a lot of sunny days, yeah, I'd still say it is a bit dull and dark, and the weather's not helping. Yeah.
Thank you guys for sharing, and I hope that that this video is gonna help the guys that are watching to get a better perspective about how studying abroad in Germany is like. Okay, so thank you guys for sending me the questions, and thank you everybody here for answering all of those questions. Okay, so like yay. If you like this, please like and subscribe, and leave some comments if you still have some more questions, so that maybe next time I may answer it. Okay, so bis bald, see you soon. Bis okay, see ya.